All right. Give me one sec here. Okay. Make sure it's focused. Hey, it looks good. All right. Hey, guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to continue working on this painting today that I started on Saturday last weekend. And this is an oil painting. We had a request to get the list of the paints colors that I'm using today, so I'm going to do that. I'll put that in the description after I finish this stream for today. I'm going to stream for about an hour. Let's see here, one sec. And we're definitely not going to finish this one today, but I'm going to work on it today. Maybe working on it a little bit more next week off camera, like off of it, not streaming, but still recording, so I can still give you some tips on it, and then maybe I'll do a stream next Thursday as well to finish this up, or maybe I'll just have an edited video next Thursday to finish this as well. But we're going to try to wrap this up in just 3 videos for you guys. But I got my palette here. I'm just using parchment paper for my palette. Let me just pull up the stream on my computer so I can chat back with you guys. I'm going to get my paints out too. So we have ivory black. Oh, Matt Scanley stuff. Hey Matt, how's it going? Also have titanium white. I'm going to use some phthalo green. And some cadmium yellow, medium. There's Madonna. Hi, Madonna. How's everybody doing today? We got burnt umber. Put a little magenta in here. What else? Let's see. Just grabbing my colors. Alright, so let's see. We're also going to use cadmium yellow light. Some cadmium orange. And if you don't have all of these colors, a lot of these colors you can make something very close to it with a more limited palette. I just prefer to put as many colors down as I can. And then this is an old set, but it's like it's light too is what it's called, but it's like a it's more of a portrait skin pigment color paint, but it's just like a light peachy color. I just got some new oil paint, so I'm going to try this color out today. Green gold. Wow, that looks way more green than I expected it to look. Let's see, Max is here. Hi, Max. And Madonna said, great, working and watching. Good stuff. I'm doing pretty well today. I just had my sister over, and my mom's birthday's coming up, so we made her a birthday sign. Hopefully my mom's not watching, because that's a surprise. Alright, we also have permanent alizarin crimson. And this is another new one I got, Terra Rosa. So I don't know if I'm going to use those colors, but I just want to see what they look like and maybe test them out today. What else do we need? Definitely need yellow ochre. And burnt sienna. And we need some blues. I'm going to go with phthalo blue and ultramarine blue today. And that should be good for getting us going today. Alrighty. So if you guys missed the stream, can you see me? Yeah, okay. If you missed the stream last Saturday, I started this painting, and I'll just give you a background again. So this is Acadia National Park. I went there in September just for like a little RV trip to visit the national park for the first time. And we, for sunrise, this is the first place that the sunrise touches land in the U.S., I think, is Cadillac Mountain right here. So it was like 6:15 in the morning when the sun came up in September, so that's still pretty early. And we saw the sunrise, and then if you look over to the north, you can see Bar Harbor here and the little islands, and off into the distance, like the bay / Atlantic that it leads into, and then more land in the background. So that's what we're looking at here. I'm gonna get this somewhat more realistic, but it's not going to be the most detailed painting I've ever done, but I'm still going to put some detail into it. So, all right, if you guys have any questions, just like let me know in the chat, and I'll chat back with you. I see a couple people in there now. So we have Enjoy Woodworking, hello, and Designs by CAD Pro. Looks awesome, thank you. Tony. Arts and Craft by Michelle. Nice. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Alright, so let me get my reference photo pulled up again, and we'll see where I want to start with this today. Alrighty, and I sent one of you guys the reference photo, so if anybody else wants the reference photograph that I'm looking at to make this painting, just send me an email to commissions@thepaintingstoof.com, and I think that's linked in my description below, possibly, or just go on my website, and there's the form you can fill out to contact me, and then I will send you the reference photograph if you want to try to recreate this one. Alright, where do I want to start today? First, I definitely want to lighten these up because they're still a little too dark, I think. Just a hint. I think I'm going to leave this top section alone because there's not too much more that needs to be done there because it's less detailed that far back. But coming up more, I do want to add much more detail in here. So I think I'll start with these guys and continue making my way up to the foreground here. Gonna use my citrus solvents, that's what I use to thin down my paints. My oil paints, that's how I get super detailed thin lines. And brushes, let's see here. Gonna get a little smaller with the brushes today. So I have like a 1/2-inch angled brush, I have a round tip brush, and 2 fine flat tip brushes. Alright, let's see. Max said, okay, how long did it take for the first layer to dry? Alright, so Max said, thank you, and then how long did it take for the first layer to dry? So this first layer of paint, it probably took 3 or 4 days to dry, maybe 3 days, since it was somewhat thinned down. But if you do like a really thick application for your first layer of paint, I would give it a full week to dry before you come back in and start adding detail. If you do the layering method, some people just like work wet on wet, but I don't like to do that too often. Alright, let me zoom in on my reference photograph. Okay, take a little white, some phthalo green, take a little black, some magenta, dark umber. Oh, I forgot sap green. add some sap green. Okay, gonna add some of that. And that's gonna be a good highlight color for like right here. Maybe like a hint more phthalo. Let's brighten it up a little more too. Oh, Sayoli Art Studio, hello, welcome. So I just keep glancing back at my reference photo to see where this highlight is here. And there's just a little bit more light hitting this part of the island. And I'm kind of pushing the paint into the canvas. I'm not pressing gently, I'm kind of really pushing into the canvas there to get this color to like drag. Okay, then we'll take some whites, a little bit of phthalo blue, black, magenta, and brown. Let's see how that looks. Oh, too light. Let's get more phthalo blue and black and magenta. Oh, that's better. This is like a shadow color. Add a little bit of cadmium yellow medium and that flesh tint color right here. Add some white too. Go back to our shadow color. Right there. Take some ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, black, and magenta. And let's try that terra rosa color. Ooh, that was a strong pigment. Put that right down there. Oh yeah, that's nice. So we have a deeper shadow like at the base of this little island here. Alright, what else we got? Sayoli said, I like the sky, thank you. And enjoying woodworking. Oh, it's too hard to watch in real time. That's okay, no worries. And okay, enjoying woodworking. It is 2:20 a.m. right now. Wow, that's late. It's 1:19 p.m. for me. So we just keep the shadow kind of pulling around the base here. And there's a little more phthalo on this side. It is cooler over here. Maybe I can brighten it up still, but keep it cool. And then it is darker at that base though over here. Got our little trees. There's a little bit of sand or like a not vegetation covered spot here. Just gonna blend a neutral gray. And put that like right here. Let's make it a little cooler. It's like a little path along there. See, I tell you guys I'm not getting too detailed, and now here I am spending 20 minutes on this tiny little island. Let's get a little bit more sap green, cadmium yellow medium. Put that right there. be a little too warm. Let me cool it down with some phthalo green. I'll do a little umber too. Good. And then we're just gonna make that top section over here cool, adding more phthalo blue and ultramarine blue. And you want your top to be kind of bristly here with the little tree line that we see, a little bit of detail from the trees. Looking nice. And there's like a hint of a shadow in the water from this island. It's like a little bit of a reflection. I'm gonna take a paper towel. Alright, what else we got going on? Ian! What's up, Ian? Who else is here? Moody! Hi, Moody Artist! Elf! Elf is here! Hey guys! Everybody's jumping in today. Nice! Thank you. Okay, Max said spot on with the colors from the sky to the bottom of the water. Very good. Love the autumn colors. Thank you. Yeah, there are lots of great people in here today. Nice. I haven't talked to a lot of you guys in a while, so thanks for joining me today. Alright, I'm going to get that shadow going down here. Just going to take some ultramarine and a little phthalo. And just push that right up to that edge that I created earlier. I'm thinning this paint down a little bit to get that nice smooth line. It's really subtle. Kind of fades right into the watercolor. There. Alright. Looks nice. Maybe like a hint more ultramarine just right here. It's a little darker right here. Okay. Good. We'll let that sit for a bit. And go over to this guy, which I might need to push him a little higher up. So I'm going to take some black, some magenta, ultramarine blue, a little phthalo blue, and I'll take a little brown, burnt umber. And I'm gonna put that right there, a little higher up. Keeping that kind of bristly edge. Since we have trees, and then we can touch up the water under there. We'll just make this be like the shadow. Make this come up a little bit right there. There we go. Maybe mix a little bit more green. And right there. And then lighten that up. There we go. All right, let's check the chat again. Ooh, Elf is having breakfast. Nice. Highest location on the East Coast. Yes, Cadillac Mountain. Yep. Yeah, I was so shocked when I went to Maine. Like, I mean, I've never been to Maine before this trip, and I've only been to basically from New York south along the coast. So I've only seen like sandy beaches and flat like deltas and just flat land where the river just meets the ocean and turns into like a delta and stuff. But here it's, I think because of the cold climate and the glacial geology, they don't get sandy beaches. There's only one sandy beach here, and it's because it's in like a little cove, and there was a special way that it formed, and I should remember this, but I forget exactly how. So if you want to find that out, you could look that up on the Acadia National Park website. But that was really interesting that the shore is so rocky here. I felt like I wasn't in America anymore, or I felt like I was on the West Coast. Let's see, Dave's here. Hi, Dave. Nice. Thanks, Sarah-Lee. Sarah-Lee said, beautiful landscape view. Flat land with small island and trees. Beautiful. Thank you. All right. Let's get back to this guy over here. I'm going to take that little color that I had for this spot and put that over here. Take a little more magenta, black, a little bit of terra rosa, just a little phthalo blue, more magenta, and yeah, we do a little burnt umber there too, and some white because it's too dark. And just put this here. And we'll add some more ultramarine blue to that as we come over to this side. And some sap green. I'll try green gold a little bit. Ooh, that's a nice color too. Some magenta. A little cooler on the left side again because it's away from the light. And we'll just do that. Take some more black with phthalo and some magenta. Just going to darken up the base here where it meets the water. Alright, now I'm pretty happy with that one. I'm going to darken this right here too. Alright, those are looking good. Nice. And now let's start moving a little closer to, this is Bar Harbor, which I have been avoiding in this painting because there are a lot of little buildings in here, but I think what I'm going to do is just try to do like some little specks for where all of our little buildings are in this little village and not try to make it perfect, because if I spend time trying to get each building where exactly that specific building needs to go in this painting, I will be here for a very long time. So check on the chat again. Ian asked if this is a photo I've taken. Yeah, Ian, this was a picture I took myself from the top of Cadillac Mountain. So if you want to see the reference photographs so you can paint this yourself, I can send it to you. Just let me know. What else we got here? Elf. I guess Steph has not sold her house yet. Doesn't look like the interior of a trailer. Nope. So we're trying to list the house in December. And then we're definitely leaving in December whether the house is sold or not. But yeah, I'll be here in my same studio probably until like December 10th, maybe? And then we'll be in the trailer after that. Oh, Grayscale. Hi, Anthony. How's it going? Nice. Hope I'm heading south. Yes, we are heading south first. We're going to Florida. I still need to make a video about my full trip because I planned the entire country route out to hit all the parks and everything we're going to stay at, every place we're going to visit. But I just haven't had time to make a video about that yet. And when I do, I'm going to put that on my travel season channel because that's kind of unrelated to my painting. But yeah, that was months and months of planning, and I'm still planning it. I still have to book some of our sites. Like I still have to book Yosemite because you can only book 6 months out for Yosemite. Still have to book Glacier National Park, and what else? There are a couple more places in California, like Lassen Volcanic. Still have to book that. Tahoe. Still have to book that. But yeah, most of the stuff is booked, other than those few things. So yeah, it's a lot of planning. So I like the big rock in the front. Thanks. Yeah, that'll look a lot better when it's more detailed, but that'll be a good looking rock later. Alright, now I will stop avoiding this and I will start working on this. I'm going to zoom out. Alright, so we have some sap green in there for sure. And some burnt umber. Let's try some green gold. I do like that color, it's nice. We'll do some phthalo blue, some white. A little more phthalo. And we'll do like a hint more magenta just to cool that down. I need more magenta and some ultramarine blue. That looks good. Yeah. Alright. So keep working on this. I'm gonna pull my computer over here so I can see without having to turn my head so much. So if that gets annoying because you can see me talking, just type that in the chat and I'll move it back. But it's a little easier for me to paint that way. I'll probably block it most of the time. Alright, what else we got here? Yep, okay, nice symmetry, very good. Take some more phthalo blue. And then here. Get some more magenta. It's like a little bump right there. Take a little more phthalo blue and white. Just getting this border defined again a little bit. Gotta start brightening things up again over here. Attorney said, oh, well, we got a lot. I'm missing on the chat here. Da, 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 da. Oh, yeah, yep, I was in Acadia recently. Yeah, I did a little vlog about it, and I have a couple other videos I wanted to put together, like my top hikes and like things to do in another state park in Maine, but still haven't had time to do that, but I will get to those too. Yeah, a lot to see in the USA. Yeah, you could see the like just a small fraction of it in a year. So yeah, we tried focusing on the national parks, but there are so many state parks and forests, national forests that we wanted to see that we won't get to. And there were a lot of things we wanted to do in the national parks, but we had to cut it down. Like the Grand Canyon, I wanted to hike rim to rim, but we're gonna be there too soon in the season, so we're just gonna do a separate trip and do extra stuff in the Grand Canyon, like in 2022 maybe, because you have to plan like over a year in advance for like a full hike to hike rim in the Grand Canyon where you stay at the bottom of the canyon. There's also like Havasupai Falls. I wanted to do that, but you have to. That's not even happening right now because of COVID. So yeah, lots of stuff going on with the trip. Yeah, 35 years of traveling, Elf has not seen it all. I know, it's crazy. So much stuff. And then after years of traveling, you want to go back to the places that are your favorites too. At some point, you're like, okay, I could go somewhere new, or I could go back to this place that I know I really, really like. So then you got to make those decisions. Texas is 5 times bigger than the whole of UK. Yeah, Texas is pretty huge. Yeah, in Texas, we're going to do Big Bend National Park and Guadalupe Mountains National Park, and we're gonna do a couple days in San Antonio, but that's really all we're gonna do in Texas. All right, let's start getting a little more green gold in here for this section. Elf said he just wants to go back and sit in a chair and paint the scenes. Yep, I understand completely. We get like a hint of phthalo in here. Some more green gold. Here we go. Some more white. There, that's nice. So we have a little bit more magenta and phthalo green for like the greens farthest to the coast here, and then it transitions into like more yellows are coming into our green as we're coming closer. So you start to pick up more sap greens and some green gold I put in there, and it's like kind of lightening up a little bit too. And you could do your own like changes to this if you want. You could even put more autumn colors in here, since when I went it was just the start of the fall foliage color changing fun. You could make things even more colorful if you'd like. And just pretend I came here a week later to get this picture. Got some shadows down here. What else we got here in the chat? Elf, I love your paintings of your European tour. Those are all from reference photos. Never been to Europe. Wow. Those are sweet. Yeah, you've been doing a lot, Elf. I'm always shocked at how many paintings you put in a video. I don't know like how many hours you spend working on paintings every day, but most people just get one painting in a video and you're like, I'm just gonna do like 6 paintings and then I don't know how you do it. You work so quickly. There's a little bit more magenta as we're coming farther into the background again. Elf said the benefits of being retired. Yeah, that's nice. Lots of time, right? Oh, Sayoli, have a great day, everyone. We'll check back the painting. Got to get to lunch before the kids. Thanks, Sayoli. Have a good day. Just starting to get a little bit of shadows built up in these trees down here. That was another thing that I was really surprised with when I went to Maine is how thick the trees are. Just like anytime you're driving up the road, there are trees on both sides and it's just like the thickest forest. There's like only a few feet between each tree. In Pennsylvania, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's cooler climate up there that the trees don't grow quite as tall, but they grow closer together. I'm not totally sure on that, but in Pennsylvania, a lot of the land here was farmed, and like we have a few old growth forests left where there's just like a lot of barren land under the trees because no sunlight reached the forest floor. So it looks very different, the forest in Pennsylvania compared to Maine. Maybe a little more burnt umber and some phthalo green. And let's do some yellow ochre. And a little more magenta. Oh, let's see. Elf said, I wish Tony too long of a flight for us to sit. Yeah, especially if you're on the west. That is a very long flight. I want to warm this up a little more. I'm going to use some more ochre and magenta and cadmium yellow and try a little bit of phthalo green. How's that? Yeah, that's what I wanted. It's subtle, but it's warmer. So I'm still just getting all these trees in here first, and then I'm going to start to add some little specks for the buildings. Alright, let's see. Woodworking, hello. Tony asks woodworking, are you in Japan? Some more of that green gold color. Oh man, Elf said 4 million acres of forest has burned in California. Fire alone, one fire alone is at 1 million acres. That is insane. That is really sad. I hope that you guys get some rain soon and the fires stop. It's just really terrible. There was my friend sent me the like an air quality map that showed how far the fire had spread, just like the air quality affected other parts of the land, and there was actually some haze in Maine from the California wildfires. That's how bad those fires are all the way across the entire United States. There's still haze being carried. Some more sap green and magenta. Okay, woodworking. I'm so sleepy and I have to sleep, everyone. Goodbye, Stoof. See you again. Bye, woodworking. Have a good night. Elf said in Oregon, the town I grew up burned and 3,000 people lost their homes. Oh my goodness. That is terrible. Do they have like relief funds set aside for these people? Like, or I don't know, like how are they, where are they going to live? That's just like, I can't imagine having to think about that. Alright, adding more phthalo blue in here. Starting to darken it down a bit more. I'll darken these a bit more too. That one. A few more shadows in here. Get a little more phthalo blue, sap green. It's kind of darker right down here. Ooh, one more magenta. I'm going to steepen this slope a little. And take some more sap green. Just build up these shadows down here a bit more. And I'll take some phthalo green, some yellow ochre, and let's see, let's take some of that flesh tint, some cadmium yellow light, and I'll take some Indian yellow. Add that right there. I'll do a little bit right there too. Then more phthalo green and some burnt sienna for this. And some more white, cadmium yellow medium, cadmium yellow light. There we go. Cadmium yellow medium and phthalo green, and let's just try that terra rosa again. Yeah, that's nice. Alright. Let's see. So I have about 10 more minutes, so I think I am gonna paint these little buildings in later. Because if I get started on that now, that's not a good stopping point in 10 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll work on this section, these shadows right here, and then we'll call it a day for today. So I'm mixing a little phthalo green and burnt umber. Let's get a little phthalo blue going in there too. And some whites. Go with that. Yeah, that's alright. Good color. Does anybody have plans for this weekend? Take a little more phthalo green, cadmium yellow light, that flesh tint color, some yellow ochre, and ultramarine blue, white. That's our color back. Yeah, that's a little unnaturally vibrant. So let's take some burnt umber and some ultramarine blue to mute that down just a little bit. That's more natural. Okay. Elf said for his weekend plans he will be staying home. That is what I'm doing as well. We were going to go camping and hiking, but we just have too much work to do, so we're going to stay home. Take some more ultramarine or phthalo blue. Take some phthalo green, some burnt sienna. We've got a shadow like right in here. And I'll build up that shadow over here a little bit. Alright, Max said, no clouds today and fairly warm. Sketching and maybe painting outside. That sounds fun. That's always relaxing, especially when the weather is nice. Take a little more burnt umber. Take some phthalo green and cadmium yellow lights and some Indian yellow. This Indian yellow color is really nice for sunlit trees and grass and like a warm autumn glow color. So I'm going to use some of that Indian yellow with some white. And look at that color. Bam! It's like really glowing. Then we can mix a little bit of orange in there. You can try that terra rosa color. That warms it even more. Tony said, I need to paint a white dog. I've never painted white dog fur before, so I'm trying to pluck up the courage to start that. Nice, Tony, you can do it. Did you see my tutorial on painting white dog fur? I don't know if you've watched that yet, but if you need any tips, then that might help you. Basically, the biggest thing with painting white dog fur is just to stay away from the color black. You don't want it because that'll make everything look muddy and dirty. If you just use actual colors from like the lighting in the room that kind of gives color to the white fur, that's what helps make it look realistic. Let's get a little bit more Indian yellow and orange and the terra rosa. Did I just put paint on my nose? No, it looks okay. Alright. So I'm mixing those warm colors again just to get the transition back into the green. Take a little bit more of our sap green and violet, magenta, not violet. Now we can just kind of roughly push the paint around there to build up that tree textured look. We've got a deeper little shadow down here. Take some more just pure sap green. Oh, let's see. Oh, Tony did see the tutorial. Okay, sounds good. Elf said, I'm drawing skeletons. Nice. Very festive for the month. Is anybody doing anything for Halloween this year? Is everybody doing like trick-or-treating or Halloween parties or anything? I know a lot of stuff is probably canceled. I'm going to move this over. Take some sap green and yellow, put that in here somewhere, make it that shadow color again. Right in there. A bit of light down here. Let's see, Madonna said, we have some churches doing trunk or treat, but door to door is canceled. Okay. Tony has to go. Take care. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks, Tony. You take care, too. I think I'm going to wrap up pretty soon here, too, guys. It's probably a good stopping point. Just going to touch up this one. A little bit of light here, just so I remember that's a nicer highlight. And as I'm working on this, I've been working on this more slowly, and now I want to make it more detailed. I know that I don't need to, but I want to. So we'll see how this turns out, but I will try to have either a stream next Thursday to finish this painting, or another video and have the painting already done by next Thursday, and I will have an edited video for you guys. So either way, this thing is getting done next week. But thanks for joining me today. It was good to talk to you guys. And if you have any questions for me, then just leave a comment on the video. Thanks and take care. Bye-bye.